Morning, folks. I just realised, Tom's here putting the drone up today, but I've just realised that when we were here yesterday, I didn't look at this. There were a lot of people around. So, a little bit of boring and useless information, but it gives a perspective of how far we are from certain places. So, Queensland's capital, we're 1,460 kilometres. Australia's capital, we're 2,134. New South Wales capital, Sydney, 2,003. Melbourne, 2,353, etc. Adelaide, 2,145. Hobart, 2,923. And Perth, 3,450. Darwin, 1,852. Now, capitals of the world. Hello, London, if anyone is from there. 15,050 kilometres in that direction, over there. Vancouver, it doesn't give them Canada's capital though, which is Ottawa, but Vancouver is 11,484 kilometres. New York is 15,373 kilometres, and Hawaii is 7,663. Lots more there, but it would be boring to go through them all.
So what you're saying is we're in the middle of nowhere?
No, we're somewhere. All right. Now that you've looked, that's not fair, but I was going to say... No, you've already looked. I was going to test you and say, which direction is Canberra? But you've already looked. Yes, you can, because you'll cheat. Oh no, come on, we don't have time for this.
That's east, that's west, that's south that way.
Canberra is that way. Where's Johannesburg? Johannesburg. Johannesburg is... You are remembering what you saw. That is all subliminal.
You know my memory is shite.
Oh dear. Anyway, on the bikes, fuel up. Well folks, we're leaving Port Douglas now. I hope you've enjoyed what we've been able to capture of the area, Mossman, etc. Tom's been doing a fair bit of investigations into the camera, websites, etc. To try and combat our problems. So on the way back I won't be talking much. I'll stop now. on a lower speed. For those that don't know, we are in far north Queensland, but it does extend a lot further up yet. I mean, I think Cooktown's another 4 hours, and then way up to the top, I couldn't tell you. You can get there, but it's four-wheel drive. I've never been to the top. I don't know that I have a great interest in going. Tom wants to go. Anna has been. She used to work up, way up. There's a story behind that, but I'll tell you that if I get time later. Like a container ship right out there. It's definitely a nice day for it. Folks, we're very happy that we did change the booking. And we brought it forward because another cyclone is forming out in the Coral Sea, Cyclone Paul. Now, it's not a bad cyclone, but it's going to bring rain. Well, it's not reported to be a bad cyclone like Jasper, but it will be bringing lots of rain, and that'll be starting, I think, in the next few days. So basically, we were very lucky to have got that filming in. Might not be so lucky with the rest of what we want to do up on the tablelands. It could ruin it for us. But not to worry. It's the way it is. These long waits here are all a result of roadworks from the damages caused by Cyclone Jasper. So rocks coming down, etc., which we'll probably see. Yep. Oh dear. Great timing there. Einstein pulled over to let all the cars go. Anyway, we'll sit here in the sun for a while. Well, that was your fault. I was going to go.
What, through the red light?
No, back there. I was going to pull out early. You said let them go.
Well, I thought it would stay green for all the traffic. Is he not watching what's coming?
Well, that's what happened the other day. It didn't stay green for all the traffic. How can he be watching? It's a timed thing.
Isn't there someone sitting in that car?
No,
Yeah, there is. Gotta be.
I don't think there is. Anyway, I was just saying that this is a result of landslips.
Yes.
Cyclones.
Well,
This is what happens.
There was a lot of rain after that cyclone.
Yeah, there was a lot of rain. And I was just saying how there's more to come with Cyclone Paul.
Well, we don't know if it's going to dump rain, but it might.
No, there's meant to be rain, but there's not meant to be anything dangerous happening.
Right.
I don't know why that car pulled over behind us. He must have thought he had to sit there.
No, I think he was also waiting for traffic to go past, sitting in the shade. That water's murky.
Yeah,
You tell people if they want a good swim, go to New South Wales.
that's right, people. If you want a good swim, you go to New South Wales. Oh, no, southeast Queensland.
Southeast Queensland.
Okay, on your bike, Spike. You know, after looking at all that, I really don't know what the big deal was. I know there's landslips, but I don't think they're doing anything. But anyway. Oh no. You know, I swear they just see us coming. You know it's going to happen again.
We'll try it, we'll see what happens.
I'm not as fast as on the uptake as you. Oh. We got through that one. Yes, just quickly, in Cairns, for those that don't know, you can't just come to Cairns and then just pop out on the beach and snorkel. You have to pay quite a bit of money and take a large boat journey out to the reefs, several reefs, depending which company you go with, and then you can snorkel out there. It's well worth it, I will tell you, it's well worth it. But if you're prone to seasickness, they do give you paper bags and you just happily vomit in them on the way out. I don't suffer that. Well, I do, but not as bad as what John does. He vomits. And then it becomes fish food. That all sounds a bit gross, but that's what I remember them doing. And you can also visit some of the islands. So when you come to these places, you've got to be prepared to pay for everything. But definitely going out snorkeling and all the rest of it, it's really lovely, and they put you on a big pontoon, lunch is provided, and it's a good day. It's really quite nice, and then it's a nice journey back. It's usually you get ill on the way out, going back you don't. And then of course there's always beautiful islands in the Great Barrier Reef, and once again you pay if you want to visit them. No crocodiles, but You notice how no one's swimming? Oh look, they're going to Scott. Oh,
Oh, they're going to do hang gliding.
they are, but I wouldn't have thought this would be high enough.
But once you get off,
They go up.
the wind will take
The
you
draft, yeah.
up. Oh well, I'm not going to wait for that.
No, it's a short run up, just to there. I guess they're just waiting for the wind to change.
Yeah.
So that's a shame. That would have been nice to see them take off.
They may not even be able to get enough wind.
No. They've got a bit of setup to do yet anyway. Just talking about the islands, the Great Barrier Reef covers a huge area, huge. We're just in one little section of it when we're up here. It starts further down Queensland. But there are so many islands, I couldn't tell you. There's just so many to just visit, but there's also the islands where you go for a holiday. But you need a fat wallet. Many years ago we stayed on one that is no longer operational, called South Mole Island, and that was further down off Mackay area. Visited Daydream Island, but I think Brampton Island, I'm not sure where you go to Brampton Island, but I think that's one of the exclusive. And of course Hamilton Island you can fly into, but there's just so many. Just a correction to what I said earlier, we stayed at Great Keppel Island. Now I don't know whether that is operational, and I don't know about South Mole, but it was Great Keppel Island. But I have visited South Mole and Daydream, but not stayed there. That was a long time ago, long time ago. Changed traffic conditions, expect delays. Well, what's new? But I will tell you folks that Kuranda Range, which will be going up, had yet another accident yesterday and was closed. A truck went over. Honestly, it happens so much on the Kuranda Range, and you know the speed limit is 60 kilometres. I don't think the truck driver's in a very good way. He is alive. There could have been a car involved. They didn't give much information on the news, but they put out, I see it on Facebook alerts. It just seems to happen so much on the Kuranda Range. They're working on it after the cyclone, but honestly, it could come down to inexperience. I don't know. When it's 60 k's an hour, it's hard to see how you can roll over. So that was closed for a good part of the day. It happened in the morning. I think it was closed for a good part, which really would be annoying for a lot of people because that is a busy road. And to get that truck back up, I don't know how they do that. There's landslides there. We actually made a green light, isn't that amazing? I'll just quickly tell you about when Anna moved up here. She was only 19. She took a transfer with a job in Cairns. It was a little bit heartbreaking for me, and she drove up in her little car all by herself, and I don't know how long she was in the job, but there was a particular man there, and it was only a very small number of staff. There was a particular man that she didn't like, and he didn't like her. Everyone else was fine. It was just this particular person, to the point that when she left, they bought her a gift, and on the card he wrote GR for good riddance. So, not a nice thing to do, but anyway, she must have annoyed him. And because a man had come in and obviously thought, and he had the contract to work on the, I think it was PDR, it was a development road, way up north. So it was a FIFO job. And she was 19 and she was asked to be the camp cook. And because it was paying $200 a day, so this is back in 2009, I think, because it was paying $200 a day, she jumped at it. Now, she's a brilliant cook now, but back then she was still a bit of a novice. And I had been sitting at work. I knew she was leaving. They were flying out. And I was waiting for my email, desperately waiting for my email from her. And I was getting very nervous, you know. And finally in the afternoon, an email comes through. Hello, Mummy. She always used to call me Mummy. I will tell you all about the flight later, but for now, can you tell me how to make rissoles? Well, I waited all day for that email, so I had to sit there and tell her and give her instructions on how to make rissoles. But she did it. I think she was a bit depressed for a while because she was with all men, no other women. I don't think. Not full time anyway. And so many days on, so many days off, and then home in the wet. But she saved some money to do what she wanted to do with it. And that was a good thing. Plus, I think it taught her a lot. Organisational skills, especially. And, you know, she got to go to the very top. Did a bit of a trip up there. Got to stand at the very top. But they lived in dongers. I think she managed to roll the boss's four-wheel drive while she was up there. But then again, when you come home in the wet season, you can't stay up there. You don't have a job, so you need to be paid well, really. Because you're still paying rent on where you're living back in Cairns. So along these parts we have the northern beaches. I couldn't name them all. That one was Clifton. Very, very popular one is Palm Cove. Palm Cove's very nice. We did a market at Palm Cove a number of years ago. Holloway's Beach, Yorkeys Knob, Ellis Beach. There's many beaches. We won't be going into them. And my old hairdresser when I lived in Brisbane, who we became quite good friends, she moved up here, I think, to Trinity Beach. And I guess I know that she worships the sun. And I guess she loves it. A lot of people do like the humidity, and they hate the cold, and that's understandable as well. Different strokes for different folks, isn't it? There's just the right amount of cloud to be comfortable. Now I can see it, but I don't think the camera will pick it up. There's Sky Rail heading up to Kuranda, well up and back.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us on that trip down from Port Douglas. We pulled off here the highway and heading up to Kuranda. Still a ways to go if you wanted to go down to Cairns on the highway. We're going to head up the Kuranda range and hopefully get the footage this time that we missed on the way down. My stupid mistakes. Now, the audio wasn't so flash on this one either, so we'll try and lift our game. But thanks for putting up with us, thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Cheers.